All right, folks, it is time. We are at the point that we've made it into the grand finale. And oh boy, do I have a big one for you today. It really is a grand finale because we are going to be diving in to some major controversy. And I could debatably say that it was the most controversial moment of last week in the animation community. It was something that was supposed to be a fun little announcement, a fun new project that is going to happen. But the response did not go well, and following afterwards, I'll just say it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about Tara Strong's new project. Yes, Twitter, please load it. Okay, thank you. You didn't have to do that, but fine. All right, here we are. So, what is it that I'm talking about? Basically, you guys all know who Tara Strong is, one of the most prolific voice actresses working today, known for playing a variety of beloved cartoon characters, rather it be Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, Timmy Turner in Fairly Odd Parents, Raven from Teen Titans, Harley Quinn from Batman, or even as Batgirl as well, Twilight Sparkle in My Little Pony, and many, many, many more. Definitely a beloved voice actress right over here. But it seems that right now, Tara Strong has actually announced that she's going to be working on a brand new project. So that sounds like a lot of fun, but she isn't just going to be voicing in it. She is actually going to be directing an animated feature. So that sounds like a moment where we could give a round of applause, you know? That sounds like a lot of fun. Tara Strong directing a new movie, which is awesome. She's climbing up the ranks and now she's going to become a legitimate filmmaker where she isn't just going to be a pretty little voice. She is also going to be a pretty little director as well. So that's pretty awesome. But why is this a controversy? Why is this getting so many backlashes? What's the biggest problem with all this? Well, that also includes 3 of the most hated letters on the internet. NFTs. And I'm going to go and describe you a little bit more about what this project, what Tara Strong is doing right now, reading directly from the thread that she has made, the official announcement that she made over here. Attention voiceover talent. I am making a movie with my friends, Walk Off the Earth, which, by the way, is a Canadian indie pop band, and EDH Animation, and you can be a part of it. We're casting supporting roles within the Holidayverse community, and I'm directing. The movie is the first to fund itself one frame at a time with environmentally friendly NFTs. The movie is called Ornamental. It's adorable. They're called ornaments, and they'll be living on the ecosystem Solana blockchain. Everyone who joins the Holidayverse Discord and successfully completes the super quiz in the next 24 hours will be added to our whitelist and guaranteed an ornament. Plus, everyone who likes, comments, and retweets this post will be entered to win one of 10 holiday video greetings from me. To learn more about ornaments, ornamental, and the Holidayverse, head over to theholidayverse.com. I'll be on Twitter Space with Joel from Walk Off the Earth and Ross from EDH Animation today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on the Solana. What the fridge is this? Solanalysis page, chatting all about it. Don't miss out. Already, this thing is way too complicated to explain. So yeah, she's basically describing that for her directorial debut, or is this her directorial debut? I'm not 100% sure, actually. But anyways, the fact that she is going to be directing this movie, she ain't directing any ordinary animated film. She is directing an animated movie that will be fully funded by NFTs. And as you could probably imagine, the reception that she got was mostly negative In fact, I could even say that almost everyone hated this. And it did cause some backlash, and a lot of people were expressing massive disappointment of the fact that Tara Strong is now getting involved with non-fungible tokens. And I mean, in this podcast, we have already discussed this several times about NFTs and the problems with them and the reason why it has been so hated and all that kind of stuff and the way that it can be so easily corrupted. And anyways, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. So yeah. She did get a lot of backlash because of her involvement with NFTs, and a lot of people really got disappointed by it. Which is why, moments later, or a few days later, or a day afterwards, or whatever, she actually went and made a response. She went and did an entire thread explaining the backlash and how she felt of the situation. And how she responded to this, I'm going to let it speak for itself. So let's just read this thread right over here. So let me just go and read it right now. So here's what it said. Yesterday, I took a lot of abuse from internet trolls, so today, maybe from now on, I won't read mentions. It's sad because it's how I connect with fans in need and important causes. My first instinct was to say no to this project because I care so much about the environment. And then I sat down with Joel Cassidy, one of the band members of Walk Off the Earth, and he was the sweetest, most authentic human I've ever met. He is beyond motivated to change the NFT space and celebrate and highlight new artists, both visual and musical. If you've never heard of their music, and highly recommend you listen to Walk Off the Earth. They are magic. They despise corporate assholes and are devoted to do this better, and I believe in them. And Solana is better for the environment, in which she also put up a post explaining the environmental consciousness of Solana, in which it states here, the Solana network is designed to be a high-performance blockchain. These design decisions also mean the network is incredibly energy efficient. In this first of many reviews of the impact of the Solana ecosystem, the Solana Foundation can report that a transaction on Solana takes less energy than 2 Google searches and 24 times less energy than charging your phone. In May of 2021, the Solana Foundation contacted Robert Murphy, an energy and climate advisor, to help initially frame the environmental impact of transactions performed on the Solana Globe State machine. Transactions are the fundamental building block of Solana. Purchasing an NFT, making a trade, or other activities you can perform using Solana are all transactions. So let's go back to the thread that Tara Strong has here, in which she states, in which she says, "It broke his heart yesterday to see the hate, but not his spirit. This movie is going to be adorable, and if you join the Discord, you might get a chance to be in it. You don't need to purchase anything. Just have an open mind and share their enthusiasm and share your art. I've raised millions of dollars on Twitter for various charities, and all the bullies who said they were disappointed in me don't really matter because they're the same folks yelling at me for not wanting animals to be abused and the same folks who don't think we need safer gun laws. If you want to join the Holidayverse party and see what's really going on, we'd love to have you. If you don't, that's okay too. But maybe stop with the hate so I could get back to reading your comments and helping folks every chance I can. Love you lots. Thanks for listening to my PSA." Oh boy, folks. Well, first of all, may I just say my initial comment to this response. Yeah, I'll get into why a little later, but I just want to go and make this statement right now. Like, I just want to say, when it comes to Tara Strong, of course, like many other people and like many animation fans, I really love her voice acting work. She is always a delight whenever she would go and voice her characters with a very versatile voice as well. Rather it be playing as Harley Quinn or as Bubbles or as Timmy Turner or as Dill Pickles or whatever, she is always fun. You can hear that she is having a great time when voice acting her characters, and you could definitely hear it as well. Like regardless if it's something like her early works like Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, or even just as recently as being Miss Minute in Loki. So definitely a great talent. Always a blast whenever she would be voice acting. So whenever Tara Strong is included in a project, at least with her contribution, you know it's going to be fun. And that also, I will admit that Tara Strong is honestly one of my celebrity crushes. You know, not only is she a great talent, but she is also a beautiful woman. Like, oh my God, she is absolutely gorgeous. And like, I'm not gonna lie, there might be a few episodes where I might have maybe simped a little for her. I mean, like, you see some of the pictures that she got, and I mean, like, she's just a stunning woman with plenty with the pictures that she would go and post. It's like, wow. And she's one of the great examples of how I personally find that a lot of the hottest women in entertainment, they can actually be found in voice acting, believe it or not. When they're actually behind the mic, they can actually be quite beautiful. Rather it be Tara Strong or even Grey Griffin, there's a lot of beautiful women in the voice acting world. But anyways, all this to say that I am a fan of Tara Strong, and I am definitely an admirer of Tara Strong. But at the same time, I do know that she can have her flaws as well. And sometimes she can be a little too passionate sometimes. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I know that it is a trait that even I could relate to as well, where I could be passionate to a fault at times. And sometimes, and the thing is, in this day and age on the internet, sometimes you do have to be tough. Sometimes you really do have to be passionate. And like, you got to tell bullies and trolls and Trump supporters that they can go F off at times. You got to show a bit of an assertive side that you're not the type of person that you should be pushed around and stuff like that. Like, I get that. I do understand that. But sometimes she could be so to a fault where she doesn't necessarily understand what is trolling and bullying and what is legitimate criticism. And that can happen often where there are some people who do have genuine concerns and want to express criticism, and she would just pass it off as just trolling, and she would just tell those people to just simply F off. And it can happen where it can result into some very problematic feedback, or some very problematic responses, or like very problematic interactions as well. That is something that like, honestly, I do get that. And I will admit, I know that I've had my history with having that kind of attitude or that kind of response as well. And that is something that to this day that I'm still learning to grow from it, to try to learn when criticism is legitimate criticism and when it's the right time to just tell people that they should go F off. I get that. But with Tara Strong, she's probably one of the, she is one of those people that has yet to comprehend the difference between criticism and trolling. And that is honestly the case that we are seeing right over here with, especially with this response that she has, where she's full on defending herself in her position, defending NFTs, and pretty much saying that anyone who is not on her side, that they are basically that they're literally just trolls, and that they're the same people who like want to abuse animals and don't want gun laws as well. Like this is at the point where she really is demonizing the people who have criticized her. And this is where I definitely feel like it is just a step too far that she has done. And part of the reason why I want to go and really talk about this, where part of this is not necessarily about NFTs. It really is regarding Tara Strong's more problematic behavior, and that it does need to be called out a bit. And again, I love Tara Strong, but I do acknowledge that she's not necessarily perfect, and her problematic behavior is not something that I'm just going to go and let it slide. Like, yeah, just because she's a hot woman and that she has voiced a lot of characters that I enjoyed growing up, like Bubbles or Harley Quinn and stuff like that, that doesn't mean I'm going to say that what she's doing with NFTs or how she's responding to the backlash, that is not okay. That needs to be called out, especially with the fact that, and this is something that on social media, I actually did comment it as well, well is the fact that Tara Strong, if you guys don't know, she is a very passionate activist, a very passionate environmentalist is more what I wanted to say. And debatably, she's more of an environmentalist, kind of like with her behavior, she could be so to a fault, down to the point where she is at like literal PETA levels of activism. And yes, I am using literal correctly because she is actually a supporter of PETA. And not to mention that she also does have a bit of a history of being a bit of an anti-vaxxer and like being a supporter of alternative medicine. But then again, I don't know what her stance on vaccines are right now. I don't know if she is still an anti-vaxxer today. I don't know like if she has her vaccines and stuff like that. I don't know if this is something that she has confirmed, but yeah, it is true that she does have her history of being an anti-vaxxer. But then again, the evidence of it was like back in like 2018 and like way back in the 2010s and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is something that she still stands today. But anyways, back into her environmentalism aspect, like I actually did comment that I do find it honestly a little bit hypocritical of her to be involved with something that is what is currently very harmful to the environment, what is probably the biggest enemy of the environment, and especially with a major animal lover like Tara Strong herself, this is something that is destroying animals' homes. So why would you even go and be involved with NFTs in the first place? And again, just like what I talked about previous times with Vivi, I do understand that in this case here with Solana, that they want to be more of an environmentally friendly blockchain and be more of an environmentally friendly NFT company. But with the description that they have provided right here, I mean, yeah, maybe it's true that they're not consuming as much energy as much as like other NFT companies, but still, this is the same kind of comparison as like driving a hybrid. I mean, it's technically better for the environment, but it's still objectively superior to not be involved with it than to actually get yourself into it. And like, yeah, it's not as harmful, but it is still harmful. That and you know, that is kind of the major problem that I feel like Tara Strong is putting herself in, where again, it's pretty much hypocritical, where yeah, she's a strong and passionate environmentalist, but she's also getting involved with something that is very anti-environmental as NFTs. And honestly, I try to look into, I tried to do research. I try to look more into what is this holiday verse that they are talking about? What is the project that they are referring to in the first place with ornaments? And I mean, I'm not going to go and bash it all together. I'm not going to say that, oh, because of its association with NFTs, this is objectively going to be terrible. This is going to be the next Emoji Movie. I'm not going to go and make that statement. I mean, who knows? Maybe Tara Strong is right about this. Maybe this could actually be a really enjoyable feature film. Maybe it is actually going to be cute. It is going to be charming and all that kind of stuff. But then I try to check the website, and I will give it credit that on the website, they are transparent in terms of what their plans are and what they want to do. And yes, they do mention about how basically this is going to be fully fueled by NFTs, that every frame will be an NFT that people could go and invest in. And what I find to be very interesting is actually if you go down, like right over here, they actually do have a roadmap. They actually do have a plan of what they want to do with this project, what they want to do in order to go and like show you the process of how this movie is going to be made. So it started out with this month in December, and they talked about the pre-launch, pre-minting the mints and releasing the mints itself, and then starting pre-production. And then you go into 2022, that's when they would go and discuss about, like being interactive on Discord, and then like talk about the development of the holiday verse and ornamental and stuff like that. And then suddenly, what I find to be so shocking is when you go down to November of 2022. Apparently, next year in November of 2022, that's when Ornamental is going to have its premiere. So looking at this, that's when I looked at that. That's when I saw this whole plan and I was like, wait. Hold on a sec. Something does not sound right here. The fact that you're literally starting out in December of 2021 and then you're going to go and plan to complete it in November of 2022? Okay, there are a lot of red flags here. Like, something is up. Like, okay, I get it that there have been a history of animated films that they have been made in less than a year. Like Toy Story 2 is one of the most prominent examples of that. But even at that, though, whenever there is a movie that was made in less than a year, that was not planned out, though. Like, that wasn't actually part of the plan. Like, especially with Toy Story 2, they didn't go and plan out to, like, finalize everything, like, in less than a year. Like, this thing, this was premeditated. This was all planned out to be made in just 11 months. And that's where I feel like a lot of it just feels very suspicious. Not just on the fact that it's just going to be in 11 months that they're going to go and make this movie, but there is also the factor that they would go and this would be fully funded by non-fungible tokens. Like, they're not getting the finances themselves. They're asking the audience, they're asking the public to go and fully finance this through NFTs, by the way, not through like Indiegogo or Kickstarter, but through NFTs. And also, like, even with what Tara Strong was doing, like, asking her fans to go and like potentially be a voiceover role, like maybe they could have a chance to actually voice a character in her movie. Like, that is something that I feel is way too suspicious. Okay, so obviously you're not going to get the you're not going to get the union involved. This is not going to be a SAG-AFTRA project in which they're going to supervise to make sure that all the actors are paid and treated well. There's just so much about this that I feel like there's something off. And I'm not calling this a scam. Like, this isn't like Legends of Oz levels of a scam, but there's something about this that I feel like is just way too suspicious, that there's just something here that feels way too far off, that this really is a project that just cannot be trusted. And I don't know if this is something that Tara Strong is also being involved because she's in, because like she's in, in this whole scheme or something like that. But there's just, honestly, there are so many red flags with this production that I feel like I cannot trust this. I mean, it's like one of two things I feel like is definitely going to happen. It's either or actually three things. Either A, they do release it in November of 2022 and it's going to be a stupidly cheap film. B, it's not going to be released in November of 2022 and it's going to be stupidly delayed because they need a lot more time. Or C, or three, I lost track if I said either A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, but either way, 3, this might not even happen at all. Like, they're just going to take, like, the people of Walk Off the Earth, they'll just take the money and they'll just run with it. I feel like it's one of those three possibilities that could legitimately happen. And honestly, when it comes to Tara Strong, in this case over here, I really want to go and give her the benefit of the doubt where she just doesn't really understand NFTs. It really is a case where she just doesn't really know better. She doesn't fully understand about some of the problems with NFTs, because the reason why most people hate NFTs in the first place, it's not just about the environmental aspect. There is layers upon layers upon layers upon layers about why NFTs are so hated and so revolted on the internet or even in real life in general. It's because, like, not just the environmentalism, but there is also the aspect of art theft, that it has a very prominent history of just stealing art. There's also grifting, the scams that are heavily involved with it. In fact, the foundation of NFTs is built on scams, and like, not even to mention like the intentions of it. It really is just to go and make money, and the lack of rules that are even attached to it. how the fact that there are no regulations, there are no laws that are attached to NFTs, and it really lets people go and do whatever they want, which again, that's why scams and grifters are pretty much the foundation of NFTs. And the moment that the government is going to come in and they will implement laws on crypto and NFTs, that's when it's going to be over. That's when the whole NFT fad is going to shut down for good because of those potential laws. And I mean, yeah, we did see the infrastructure bill that does have the alleged crypto tax, and hopefully that will be implemented soon to prove my theory correct on this. But still, though, going back to what I'm talking about here, in the case of Tara Strong, yeah, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt where, like, she just doesn't fully understand about NFTs and yeah, she probably has heard a lot of the positive side from the people from Walk Off the Earth, but she hasn't heard enough about the negative side of NFTs and why people have a passionate hatred for it to this day. And I think that's the one thing that Tara Strong needs. It's just a moment to listen to the other side, why people are giving her such a hard time over this situation. And I'm just going to say this right now. It's not because of Tara Strong that people hate this. It's not because people hate Tara Strong why this is receiving so much backlash. It's because of NFTs. In fact, people love Tara Strong. Like, the people who are giving her a hard time, like, they are fans of Tara Strong. Yeah, maybe they're not like full-on loyal fans where they're going to follow her every step of the way, but these are fans of Tara Strong, and they're just upset because they don't want to see someone that they admire like Tara be associated with something that is as corrupted as NFTs. And I do understand that sentiment because I am one of those people. And I'm just going to go and say this right now, that I want to clarify that I am absolutely not one of those people that she is describing. I am not doing this because I am an internet troll. And also, like, the other aspects that she's just like demonizing the people who criticize her, I am not like that at all. And I can assure you that most, if not all, people against NFTs are not like that whatsoever. Like, I don't want to see animals being abused. Like, I'm not like an advocate where I want to go and abuse animals. That's definitely not on my character right there. And also, like, if you guys know me, then you know very well that I am a strong advocate for strict gun laws. America especially desperately needs strict gun laws, as strict as Japan's, to really make sure that they could solve a lot of problems that are currently happening in America right now, so that we could lessen the damage of mass shootings, and especially in school shootings. They need strict gun laws, and I want strict gun laws to feel safe in America. So this is just to say, just because I do not support what you're doing right now with this NFT project, that doesn't mean I'm just some internet troll who just wants to give you a hard time. And I'm going to say this right now. I know that I'm still considered like, a mid-sized to small YouTuber, that whatever I say, it's not really that relevant that big name celebrities like Tara Strong would listen. But I just want to say this right now, that as someone like Tara, if you ever do listen to this, I love you. And I really do admire your your work for decades. But honestly, this whole project, I really do feel like you should get yourself out of this. It really is nothing but trouble. And I mean, yeah, this Joel guy, maybe he is a nice dude and like he's treating you very well with this, but he can't be trusted, especially with this whole NFT thing. This is something that you shouldn't get yourself involved. And we don't want to see you get yourself involved in a project that in the long run, I could assure you this will hurt you more than it will be more helpful. Because imagine if there is that possibility that this could be a project that could ultimately ruin your career. Like, who the hell would want to work with the ornamental girl? There could be that potential risk. And honestly, we want to see you improve. We want to see you do better. And I mean, we are aware of the behavior that you may have that could be a little more problematic. And we really do wish that you could go and improve on it. So all I ask, I'm not saying, yeah, I am calling you out for all this, that you are in the wrong for associating yourself with NFTs and really demonizing your critics and stuff like that. But I want to help you. And all I ask is if you have the time to listen to the other side, listen to the people who are against NFTs, listen to what they have to say and why they are upset, why you are involved with this. Because I can guarantee you, those same people whom you claim to be internet trolls and stuff like that, they will be your fans and they will love you again if you disassociate yourself with NFTs and this project. And I mean, I get it. I get it that you're very much excited that you're not just going to be just a simple voice in this, that you're going to be directing. I understand, like, directing an animated feature is such an exciting process that you can't wait to go and really make your mark, like really make a big impact in your career with that. But still, though, there are other opportunities that you can have. And I mean, we would definitely be excited to see a Tara Strong directed movie, but not like this. Not with something that just sounds a bit like a scam, especially with something that is involved with something that is as destructive and harmful to not just the environment, but to people as well, such as NFTs. It's not the way to go. All I'm asking, Tara, is that you get out while you still can. Just disassociate yourself from the project, like completely cut ties with EDH animation and walk off the earth, and find some other, if you really want to do directing, like find another project to go and do so. That's all I ask, Tara. I mean, you're a great talent. You're a beautiful woman. And honestly, you deserve better than to work on a project that is involved with NFTs, or that you would directly involve yourself with NFTs. That's all I'm asking on this. That's all that I want to go and say. Again, I highly doubt that Tara Strong would ever listen to this, but it's just, I just want to go and take the time to just take a moment to listen to what these people have to say. Listen to what the critics are saying and why it's probably for the best to disassociate yourself with NFTs. So that's honestly my piece that I would like to go and say on all this. And I would like to go and pass on to the chat wall. And I would like to go and ask you all, what do you think about the Tara Strong controversy? What do you all think about her association with NFTs? Do you are you on Tara's side where you really want to see what ornamental is all about? Do you wish to see her disassociate with NFTs? Let me know what you think. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, Tara, honey, I really don't think she was trying to do harm, but my God, this is a bad idea. She had to have known what NFTs are when she announced, and how even the environmentally friendly NFTs aren't real. Tara, there are other ways. I really don't get why my teacher last spring thought talking positively about NFTs was a good idea. I knew it was sketchy. Tara, people are telling you that this is a bad idea because of the environment. They aren't trolls. Exactly. That's what we want to say. Honestly, this is something that really needed to be called out. When it comes to Tara Strong and her stance with environmentalism, it really seems that Tara Strong is basically being hypocritical in this case. Honestly, I hope Tara Strong needs to do research on NFTs and why they are harmful to the environment. I may love Tara Strong as a voice actress, and I love her as characters like Twilight Sparkle and Miss Minute, but I really don't want to see her become the next Butch Hardman. Yeah, that's also the big danger with her attitude. And keep in mind, I should know I was there and I was close to becoming that. But if she doesn't change her attitude right now, if she is still going to be stubborn and think that anybody who doesn't talk highly of her are trolls and stuff like that, she will become the next Butch Hardman, and her reputation, it's going to significantly drop. And yes, this will also affect her career as well. This is something that I really don't want to see Tara Strong become. Let's see what we got here. Tara Strong was one of my favorite voice actors in the animation field, especially when she voiced some of my childhood characters. I even got an autograph from her at the con in 2017 as well. But seeing her making a movie, which I congrat her for now becoming a filmmaker, that being funded by NFTs is a bad idea, especially how hypocritical she is despite supporting environmentalism. I love her, but this is a terrible plan she has chosen, and I can't support her because of this. Exactly, man. Like, this is something that Tara needs to listen, not just to me, but to the people in the chat wall as well. I love Tara's voice work, but this is just stupid. Tara Strong has certainly done dumb things in the past, and this is certainly one of the dumbest, and the whole attitude of, if you disagree with me, then you are a bad person, needs to disappear. All of these NFT news that we've had this week is honestly beginning to make me feel numb, so I can't even feel angry about this. If there is one good thing, however, the latest South Park special shows us exactly how to deal with NFT sellers. Oh my god, yes, that is so true. Who would have guessed that Trey Parker and Matt Stone, out of all people, would be completely opposed to NFTs? That feels like a godsend right over there. But yeah, that is true, because throughout the week, we have been getting like disappointing NFT news after disappointing NFT news, where we saw apparently apparently people running the Stan Lee social media account announced that there's going to be Stan Lee NFTs, that there's also going to be Dr. Seuss NFTs, and that there's also going to be Bob Ross NFTs through Funko. Like so many NFTs that are coming from people who would least likely go and sell NFTs, especially with freaking Dr. Seuss, which I feel like is such a hypocritical thing. Like, yeah, let's make NFTs based on the works of the author of the Lorax. What the fridge, man? So, like, if Tara Strong doesn't understand and doesn't see the backlash that, like, all these other companies that are selling NFTs are getting, then honestly, it's hard to really imagine, like, yeah, it's not going to look good for her. Like, she's going to fall in the same trap as everyone else who are selling NFTs anyways. I feel the same way as you, Matt. I love Tara Strong, and she is an amazing actress. I really love her voice acting, especially for Twilight. But when it comes to NFTs, I never really support that. It's true that she's too passionate about her job and that she went too far, and that's definitely not okay. Even though I did not support her controversial stuff, I still have a love and respect for Tara Strong and her excellent voice acting performance. I wish I could meet her one day. She looks beautiful indeed. Of course, we're not. And this whole criticism, like, the reason why I'm doing this is not because I hate Tara Strong. It's because I love her and I want to see her do better. That's the big reason why I want to do this. That's the big reason why I'm talking about it here. Let's see now. Scams and NFTs in a nutshell, to quote the Steve Miller Band, take the money and run. Seriously, Tara needs to cool down and realize that NFTs are harmful, and she needs to listen to the other side. Tara, buddy, you are better than this. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm going to read one more comment here before we cap this off. Let's see. First, Ansel Elgort, now Tara Strong. If it's so, who's next? Chris Pratt? This does make me question the backlash that justifies calling someone out for being someone bad, for something bad. Yeah. You know, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I could definitely see Chris Pratt selling NFTs. You know, honestly, I could, with the kind of guy that Chris Pratt is, especially when he's the more problematic Christian that, like, he often, like, presents himself on social media, I would not be surprised if I see Chris Pratt, like, promoting crypto and stuff like that. Let's be honest, he would kind of be the guy that would sell NFTs.